The watercolor, Taming the Ox, presents a weathered wooden door, fragmented into uneven vertical planks, some more pronounced than others, each bearing its own story. The visible cracks and imperfections suggest the passage of time, wear, and perhaps resistance. A metal ring, reminiscent of a traditional door knocker, anchors the composition at the bottom, inviting a contemplation of entry, both literal and metaphorical. A golden glow radiates from beneath the divisions of the wood, forming ethereal shapes. Among these, a yellow heart emerges, its soft luminescence acting as a guide toward understanding. The play of light and texture suggests an interplay between the seen and unseen, much like the ox-herding pictures in Zen Buddhism, which map the stages of spiritual awakening. The cracks in the wood function like pathways, leading the viewer to search beyond the surface, to look inward. If you do not get it from yourself, where will you go for it? Zen Master Dogen. The ox-herding pictures are a metaphor for the path to enlightenment, depicting the journey of an individual who seeks, finds, tames, and ultimately integrates their own true nature. In Taming the Ox, the wooden planks represent the fragmented self, the conditioned mind that perceives separateness rather than unity. The knocker at the base of the door invites the seeker to take action, to knock, to open, to step through the illusion of division. The yellow heart glows like an inner light, a symbol of the awakened self that is always present, but often obscured by distractions and attachments. In Zen, Taming the Ox is about taming the restless mind, learning to still its wandering nature. To open the door is to surrender, the illusion of control, and allow the journey to unfold. This painting resonates with hexagram 24, return, the cycle of return, renewal, and coming home to one's true self. The image of an old door suggests history, wisdom, and passage through thresholds, a direct metaphor for transformation. The wood is aged but still standing, just as the human soul carries the imprint of past struggles, but remains intact. In the I Ching, return signifies the moment when one turns back toward their original nature. After a long period of struggle or confusion, there is a return to simplicity, clarity, and purpose. The divisions in the door symbolize past separations, perhaps false identities or beliefs that must now be reintegrated. The golden heart reminds us that this return is not to something external, but to the inner self, always waiting. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Lao Tzu. The Taoist path emphasizes flowing with life rather than resisting it. Taming the ox can be seen as the moment before surrender, before the seeker lets go of struggle and steps through the door. The cracks in the wood mirror the cracks in our perception. We spend much of our lives holding on to rigid identities, unaware that the barriers we perceive are illusions. The golden glow behind the door suggests that the way forward is not through force, but through openness. The ox itself, in Taoist thought, represents the untamed nature of the mind, the force that must be harmonized rather than dominated. The moment of taming is not about control, but about deeper understanding, seeing the ox, or the self, for what it truly is. From a creative standpoint, Taming the Ox speaks to the artist's struggle to balance discipline with flow. The wooden planks symbolize structured effort, the framework needed to cultivate skill, while the golden glow represents inspiration, the unforced energy that emerges when one trusts the process. At its core, Taming the Ox is about reconciliation of the fragmented self, of the restless mind, of the perceived barriers between who we are and who we seek to become. The ox is not something outside of us to be conquered. It is part of us, waiting to be understood. The golden heart suggests that we already know the answer. The challenge is not in finding the path, it is in trusting ourselves enough to walk it. What door are you standing before in your own life? Is there something within you that you have been resisting or avoiding? The invitation of taming the ox is to step forward, to engage with the process of self-discovery without fear. Take a moment today to sit in stillness. Imagine yourself before this door. Feel the weight of hesitation, then let it go. You already have everything you need. The journey is not about forcing the ox to obey. It is about learning to walk alongside it, in harmony, as you cross the threshold into deeper understanding.